So it seems like Tekken 8 is still relevant, even though the game came out over a year ago and it's been making headlines, and not necessarily for good reasons, because it seemed like players are actually getting sick of the game. And I find that kind of strange because Tekken 8 was named the best fighting game of 2024. That's quite possibly because there wasn't a lot of competition that year. But but yeah, I mean, Tekken 8 when it first came out, it looked great. You know, the storyline, the characters, the graphics, the robust, fighting mechanics. Um, there were a lot of things about the game that people liked when it first came out, but it seems like people have soured on it over time. And I think a lot of this comes from what has happened recently, like with the season two update. And and I remember when they had done the reveal trailer for Anna Williams months ago, and a lot of people weren't really happy about her character design for the most part because she wasn't over sexualized or anything like that. And let's be honest, that's the thing that made people give a damn about her, along with the fact that she was feuding with her sister, Nina Williams. And and it seems like, for the most part, a lot of people just aren't happy with the game's overall direction. And and honestly, like, it doesn't really surprise me because outside of the story and the gameplay itself, what is there to look forward to? Because you look at like the season two character and stage pass DLC. We're getting Anna Williams. Okay, we know Anna Williams is going to be included as a DLC in the game, but you have to wait for new updates or returning characters each season. Like we're supposed to be getting a new stage for Tekken 8 this upcoming summer, a returning character. In the fall, we're supposed to be getting another returning character. In the winter, a new challenger, which is probably like a guest character from another game, and then a new stage. During the winter of 2025. And the problem is they're dragging it the hell out opposed to just releasing it all at once and letting people just download it. And I feel like that's one of the few things that's been hurting the overall quality of the game because some of these characters that are in Tekken 8 as DLC, they should have been base characters from the get go. Like, for example, Eddie Gordo. He was a season one character, and Eddie Gordo has been around since Tekken 3. And even though he hasn't been like a huge part of the main storyline for the Tekken series, it's like, he's been around for a long time and people should not have to pay for him. And the same could be said for Hihachi Mishima, even though he allegedly had died in Tekken 7 or whatever. But then we had discovered he didn't die, but whatever. And then you have Clive Rosefield from Final Fantasy 16. He's the main character of that game. And the thing is, Final Fantasy 16 has become an afterthought for the most part. A lot of people probably don't know who he is. And if they were going to include a Final Fantasy character as a guest DLC character, they probably should have went with someone who was more culturally relevant and well known to the gaming community, like Cloud Strife or Tifa Lockhart or even Sephiroth for that matter. They could have went with any of the old school um, Final Fantasy characters. Hell, maybe somebody from the Gold Wings. I don't know, but yeah, it's just like a lot of people have no idea what to expect, and it's kind of starting to feel like. I mean, I wouldn't say it's as ridiculous as Mortal Kombat 1, where we're just including guest characters from different universes to basically make the game relevant. But I do feel like there's definitely like a lot of desperation going on, and I feel like it's one of those things where they're bringing back old characters to make people care more about Tekken 8, and they're including guest characters to, I guess, bring players and different fan bases of different video game franchises to Tekken 8. So I'm not exactly sure how well that's working. But last time I checked, Tekken 8 had did roughly over 3 million copies in terms of overall sales. I think Street Fighter 6 has the edge over them for now because I think they broke over 4 mil a couple of months ago. But But yeah, I mean, I have no idea how many seasons of DLC we're going to get for Tekken 8. And the reason I said that that basically like Tekken 8 has dropped to new lows is because it had been reported on various gaming websites, including the Gamer, that the player count had dropped to less than 6,000 within like 24 hours of like the changes made to like the season two, patches and DLC for Tekken 8. And honestly, I don't think that's really a good sign for the most part, especially in relation to this game possibly selling more than its predecessor, Tekken 7 from 2015. And I don't know, man. I just feel like Tekken 8, as good as it is, it's going to be one of those games that people are probably going to slowly forget about as time goes by. And I feel like this is not just an issue that Bandai Namco has. Obviously, Warner Brothers is having this issue as well with, with Mortal Kombat 1. And I feel like Mortal Kombat 1, as much as they try to make it relevant, it's something that a lot of people aren't paying too much attention to because it's not on the same level as Mortal Kombat 11 in terms of popularity. In terms of quality, that game is on the same level as Mortal Kombat 9 or Mortal Kombat 10. Those two games were far more entertaining. I feel like 10 may have been the best overall because of like the characters, the dialogue, the brutality. There were so many things about MK10 that hit hard that people liked, and it still has like a high replay value. I feel like the story for Tekken 8 is something that people will really enjoy, along with the gameplay and the super moves and the rage arts and all the game mechanics that Tekken 8 has to offer. But but yeah, I mean, I didn't feel like Tekken 8 would hit these kind of lows. I didn't think people were going to drastically lose interest in Tekken 8 for the most part. And I can't think of too many high profile fighting games that's coming out this year. So Tekken 8 still might end up being one of the better high profile fighting games of this year. And I know it's going to be a while before we get Tekken 9. We'll probably have to wait till the PS6 or something until Tekken 9 comes out. But but yeah, I mean, I really feel like Bandai Namco should have included returning characters like Eddie Gordo and Hihachi and Anna Williams as base characters of Tekken 8. But that's just my personal opinion. I feel like more of this is going to happen. We're definitely going to get more fan favorites from older Tekken games back in Tekken 8 as time goes by, and and honestly, I feel like they really have to bring back characters that people have been longing to see for quite some time, like characters from like Tekken 2, Tekken 3 that were hidden or what have you, and characters that you can kind of like tell a story with for the most part. But I don't know. I mean, I do feel like Bandai Namco is going to do whatever they can um, to try and get as much as they can out of customers with these DLCs and all that. But despite how many people stop playing Tekken 8, I still feel like it's going to appeal to the hardcore fan base of people who've been following the Tekken series since the 90s. And honestly, I feel like Tekken 8, even though it's a game that some people feel is overrated, I feel like it's definitely one of the better fighting games that we've gotten within the past year or so.